Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. Good times with Scar here, and welcome back to the wonderful worlds of hermits and crafting. And we're here at Scar's Frontier Outpost, working on two projects today over at the railroad station, and of course, we're going to get started on Python's Seatown base custom tree project, which I'm really excited about. But before we do that, I have been having so much fun kind of thinking of all the fun possibilities we can do with the shulker boxes. Did you see what I did right there? That's right. I said it correct. Haha. All right, so let's jump over here. And as you guys can see, I've got some things organized a little bit. Let's take a look at project boxes. So I've been thinking about coloring them orange and then having like project box number 1, 2, and then having a special room where I can find all of my different boxes. So take this one, for instance. I titled it Landscaping Box, and let's pull it out real quick and look at the beautiful animation. Look at that, awesome. But this is kind of like my landscaping box. All the supplies we need for a good landscaping. Now, I want to create one of these boxes in lime green, and it's called the Creeper Box. The Creeper Box is to fix any creeper holes within the world with the general resources needed to fix all those holes. It'd be so much simpler than going and looking for this and that. I think that'd be really awesome. But one thing that I always have trouble with is redstone supplies. So getting all of these resources in one box would be absolutely amazing. And well, of course, it's got to be red. But yeah, look at this. Let's drop our redstone box down and we can start to get kind of started. Let's put some pistons, a little bit of repeater action in there, looking very beautiful. Let's just drop another one of those in there. And then we can just kind of fill this box up with all the things that we need for our redstoning. So, you know, we need a little bit of stone for repeaters and we need a little bit of wood. Well, that's not going to do us any good, but you guys get the general idea. That's like my redstone box, and it's kind of amazing, but we've got a lot to do today, and that first project today is, of course, Python's base, so let's fly on over to Python's Seatown. And this is Sky Air approaching Python's sea base, clear to land on runway 31. There we go. We are here at Python's Seatown. There we go. All right, so in our last episode, well, I can't get through here. I can't get through. There we go. In our last episode, of course, we got our order to build a custom tree surrounding this beacon. And I'm pretty excited to start this. So let's jump into our project box and let's actually pull out the correct box. There we go. So project box, and look at this. Isn't this amazing? I love these boxes. Whoever came up with these is a genius. I'm saying it here and I'm saying it right now. All right, so what I'm feeling like for this project is we're going to use our oak and we're going to build up, you know, a little trunk around the edges right here. And then we are going to have our tree kind of hanging over this section of the build. And I think this will look really, really, really cool. So let's get started, like always, starting up our trees. We want to kind of get a nice trunk built up. And a little later, we'll probably come through here and kind of knock out a few blocks here and there. But let's just kind of get started here with a little bit of a trunk setup here. I don't want this tree to be, you know, very, very leaning, if you will. I want this tree to be a little bit more straight generally, but all trees have a bit of a lean to them. So we're going to have it lean, but we're just going to have it be a little more subtle than usually. There we go. And I think that'll look, oh, no, we want to cover that part up. So we're trying to cover the beam up, but see how we're starting to get that kind of shape, and we can kind of extend out a couple little branches here and there. Oh, I'm breaking all this landscaping. I'm sorry, Python. Yeah, I think that looks nice. And then over here, you might notice this little section where the beam kind of goes through. I think we can cover that up with leaves. So that part, why don't we just move up the branches just ever so slightly more? I think that'll look really good. Where does that actually go to? Oh, in the depths of the sea where Python lives. I guess that's where Python lives. All right, there we go. So I think that is, yeah, I think that's awesome. So then let's jump down here to project box number 2. And let's see. So my original thoughts were that we would create a center of the tree with some of the darker leaves like these. So these kind of darker things. And then on the outside, we have it kind of a two-toned where we have our birch, which would be a lighter green, which would look very, very nice. But I think what I'm going to do is add these leaves a little bit later. I think I'm going to start with these and start getting kind of the shapes that we want. So I think that'll be good. I think I'm going to extend that up just a little bit. I'm considering moving this up even a little bit more. Just say we just move the entire tree up a couple blocks. So every one of these little spots, we just extend upwards just a little bit. But once you kind of get a basic tree trunk going, and then it's super easy to just kind of modify as you go. And that's kind of, I think, what we're going to do. We'll just knock out some of those guys down there. All right, beautiful. Okay. So next thing we're gonna do is start to kind of fill in all of these leaves. And yeah, this part's pretty boring. It's just kind of getting a big old shape set up. You just wanna get a big blob of leaves, and then we'll come back and start adding the details that make it just look a little bit more like a tree. And we'll come back and look at our beautiful tree looking super awesome. Now let's take a look at the trunk. Now, as you guys can see, I've kind of created this cool little kind of root that's kind of sticking out and kind of growing into the ground there. Now, these areas right here still might need just a little bit more detail right there to kind of cover up the beam. But let me jump over here and take a look at, let's see, here it is. Let's grab this and let's grab that. And what I was thinking about is trying to incorporate a little bit of these other colors in here. Let's see, I'm gonna actually use my silk touch here. I'm trying to save as much as I can. But these things clash so badly, as you can see, with the birch and then with the jungle. Just doesn't look great. I wonder if spruce would look better. My original thoughts was just the inner branches would be a little bit darker. But maybe that's a failed concept. I'm not sure. Let me know what you guys think, of course. But yeah, just these little areas in here would be just slightly darker, as you can see, just to give the tree just a little bit more dimension to it, so it's not all the exact same color. It also gives it just, like, you know, the branches in there might be a little bit more dying. You know, the inner branches maybe, you know, aren't getting the light that they need, and they're dying off. So it's a thought. It's a thought. I would love to hear your guys' opinion on that particular design, but yeah, I'll keep playing with it and see what it works out to. And we'll come back, and I think that looks pretty good. Let's take one more little fly back over here, and I think that gives a good variety to all of the trees in the area, and just kind of looks nice. Now, this, of course, is where we kind of left off. And I like it. I like it quite a bit, actually. It just gives it just a little bit extra dimension. Like the trees in the intersections here are getting a little bit, you know, they're just kind of dying off a little bit. And I think that looks kind of cool because, of course, that is a very natural thing in real life is, you know, some of the inner branches would be dead because they're not getting enough light. Now, we can kind of incorporate it a little bit more in all of the areas, whereas it was just in the front. So that's why I wanted to throw in just a couple extra of those blocks. There we go. Looking good. I'm happy with that. Let's scoop up our boxes. Let's clear our scaffolding away. And yeah, Python, I hope you enjoy your tree. If not, satisfaction is always guaranteed at Scar's Landscaping Services, and I'll tear it down and rebuild it to anything you want. But my friends, we've got lots of work to do over at Scar's Frontier Outpost, and let's get going. All right, now I was trying to get out of here, and there's literally no way to get out of here. I'm totally trapped. I'm trapped. I can't get out of here. Python's trapped me forever. Oh, I'm trapped here in the sea town, which it's not that bad. I think I'm going to take this house right here. This looks nice. All right, this is my new house. All right, I'll see you guys later. And we are flying back into Scar's Frontier Outpost, and let's take a land right here on our platform for our train station. In our last episode, we got the wings attached to the station platform, looking ever so absolutely beautiful. I'm really, really happy with the way this came in. I think the green really helps kind of tie it together, and I was very, very happy to see that you guys enjoyed it also. Looking really great. All right, so cats, can we stay off the tracks? It just scares me. All these cats just love hanging out on the tracks, and it just absolutely creeps me out. All right, so what we're going to be working on is some smaller scale awnings like we have over there. So what I've been thinking about is kind of like lining them up like pretty close to here, and maybe having them stretch all the way to here. And I think that would look really cool, very symmetrical. And then we're going to work on maybe like a little entrance right here. Now, my original thoughts of this design kind of were built in a test world, kind of the blueprints of it, if you will. And I wasn't kind of counting on this whole section right here. We might have to tear that out. So that's a thing, but we'll see where we can kind of take this. So let's start mapping this out. All right, I think we've got a good layout. So the particular layout of the kind of the external awning is kind of expandable, so we can actually make it as long or as short as we want. And I think this is going to be a really good compromise on both ends. Now this still gives us room to walk on either end here, and I think that'll look really cool. All right, so I'm gonna build up that similar to what we've done. Now this particular design, see how we take our milk chocolate stairs and we just kind of bring them upwards like that. Now that is a design that we have kind of carried around throughout the entire base. And I always think it's important to have something cohesive throughout your entire build of some kind you can find some little reference in each one of the builds just to kind of keep like a cohesive feel throughout building. It's just a thought that I have. I don't know what you guys think of that, but yeah, we might use some different materials like in the water tower or in the awnings, but there's just something that ties all of the builds even over there. See how it just kind of ties in all of the different builds together? I think that looks really nice. And let's pull out our spruce, and we'll put our spruce on either end right here, looking very good. And how have you guys been doing? I haven't been able to ask you guys that in a very, very long time. And I hope you guys are doing absolutely wonderful. That's what I hope very much. And if you guys celebrated Thanksgiving, hope that went really well over the weekend, or actually, wow, that was last week. Wow, I have zero concept of time. I have zero concept of time. I almost actually wished you guys a happy Thanksgiving, but that was last week. Yeah, that's a problem. All right, so hopefully you guys are getting ready for Christmas. I am pretty excited about Christmas, going to see some family, of course. I think will be really, really fun. So let me jump back. Oh no, we're in a ghost block. Oh no, it's not even Halloween. We're stuck. All right, there we go. Those sneaky Halloween ghouls that'll find you in any season. Oh, well, oh, geez. Why are cats always staring at me? These cats are driving me crazy. All right. We're focusing here. Let's get back to focus land. That is a land where I don't travel much. All right, so we'll pull this back over here, and then we'll extend this upwards like that, and we'll add our milk chocolate going around here like a so. Oh, you sneaky, put you back down like that. Beautiful, awesome. All right, and then when we swap back over here, and boom, and a bam, and a little on the side, and we are looking good. Okay, good. I just wanted to kind of get that established over there. Just kind of because I'm a haphazard brain, I think I'm going to go like this. And I'm gonna go like that, and I'm gonna swoop on over here and make myself a bench. We did milk chocolate in there, and I do think that actually looks better, just because, of course, our ground color is of the dark chocolate variety. And I think this looks nicer on top of it using the milk chocolate, looking very nice. And I think we can actually do the dark chocolate slabs on top. Look at those beautiful candy bars, making me all hungry and everything. Haha, awesome. All right, let's scaffold our way up to the top and kind of see how we're doing. And, okay. What I'm thinking about, and of course, as I'm building, you guys can always let me know what you think. If I'm getting a little too crazy with some weird ideas, you let me know, okay? You let me know. So I'm gonna pull this outwards about 1 block off of the edge. See how I went 1 block off the edge? And then I think I'm gonna bring this down all the way across. All right, and welcome back, and look at that. I think that is looking good. Now, of course, with the design, like I said before, we can shrink it. So instead of spacing of 2, we can make it 1 between the bench there. But I think that's looking decent. Let's start working on the roof a little bit, because I don't wanna have you guys sitting here waiting for a Scar Express getting all rained on. No, that's not the service we provide around here. So let's get going here and start working on our awning, looking very nice. So I wanna make a little bit of a center detail right here, and then we'll start working, of course, on that roof line. So there we go. All right, so I think I'm gonna kind of carry this design all the way across, and what's beautiful about this is it's going to tie in with what we have on the other side. So I'll put these guys under here like so, and yeah, I'm loving that. So let's take the express route all the way up here. There we go, looking good. And let's see, actually, let's start over here. Now, I've been on this side over here playing around with a couple designs, and I'm not 100% sure where we're gonna go with this. So buckle up and let's see if we can do this here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull that block off there, and I'm gonna actually rotate it with this design. I know this looks a little hokey at the moment, but believe me, we got something good here. So we're gonna go with this design, okay? All right, I'm trying to remember how I thought of this. It's not exactly processing in my brain right. Okay, there it is, there it is. I got like an old Pentium 4 processor just kind of like slowly chugging away at my brain. There we go. So I think that's gonna look actually pretty good. And so I'll pull these guys out just by 1 block so they have a slight overhang, and I think that'll look really, really nice. So I get questions quite a bit is, Scar, how do you stay positive? How do you stay positive through all of your health issues? And, you know, everybody's got issues, and they're always looking, you know, and I do too, looking to other people sometimes for advice and things of that nature. And I thought I'd just try to answer as best I could. And like I always say with advice is something you just kind of use as a buffet table. You kind of look at it, you're like, does that taste good? Yeah, I don't know. But that's the beauty of a buffet is you can kind of choose what you want and don't want. So my philosophy about staying as positive as I can, because don't ever be fooled. Like there's tough times and there's times that, things just feel like they're stacked against you. And that's kind of where I wanted to start a little bit, was things are always stacked against people. They're always stacked. And it's how you kind of react to that is how you really make yourself. Because I once had the advice from my coach that 90% of life is how you react to it. 10% is the action, and how you actually react to that said action is how you define yourself and your life. And I try to stick to that as best I can. It's like if I get dealt something that's tough, I try, to react in the best way possible to mitigate as much of, negative consequences as possible. Does that make sense? That the more, something can happen to you, but it's really just the way you react to it. And when it comes to my health my health has been bad. Like there's just not a lot of, shiny, fluffy dogs and cats or whatever. It's not great, but how I react to it is that I have to live the best I can and do the most I can while I still can. And do I always feel that way? Do I always be like, oh my God, it's sunshine and wonderful things? No, not every day, not at all. Some days are really, really tough, but in the end, I always try to keep the philosophy that things could always be worse, and that I have to just, live the life that I can. I can get pretty let down a lot. I have a brain that always wants to do something. Like it's always thinking of what's next. What can I do? What can I build? What can I create? And when you can't always do those things, you don't have the physical strength or the ability to do those things, it really wears down on you. Absolutely does. But you have to eventually get over that. You got to get over that. And you got to think, you know what? I can do this. I can do that. I can make those videos. People enjoy them. And that's something definitely to, you just got to find little things that make you happy and make you feel like you're accomplishing something, you're doing something cool and things of that nature. And that's kind of how my philosophy is I just try to think things could always be worse, and I've got to use what I still have to make and do and have a good life. That is just my thoughts. And I would love to hear from you guys, of course. Leave me a comment on how you get by in life, what kind of philosophy you have. And just absolutely love to hear that in the comments. All right. I like that. And like I said before, you can always let me know what you think of it. And yeah, I like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go put one over there. It's going to be magical. And look at our beautiful train station from above, and let's swoop on around. And what I want to do is add some guardrails, and I want to add a luggage cart and some staircases and things of that nature. So one of the entrances into here, what I'm thinking about and doing some of the path work on Twitch, is building like a path along here and then having a staircase going up this side and also having another one on the back side. Now let's sneak on over here, grab out our axe, and I'm thinking about cutting in maybe along these edges like so, and then building up like that. And then let's sneak on this side also and do the same. And then of course we leave this part open because, well, that's where the train goes and that's how you cross. So you just got to be mindful of not to step over the yellow line. There we go. So I think we're going to do this in spruce is what I think looks best. And it has a nice contrast and a little pop off of the dark chocolate. So we can run this on the back. Now we are getting a little close to these pillars, and I don't like it being so close, but I think it'll do in the end. I think it'll be perfectly fine. And we can run this all the way. I think we're gonna run it to here. I think right here is gonna be perfectly fine. And I'm gonna bring this upwards just like we done on the other side and cut that out and looking good, my friends. I'm having a blast here. I love this project. This project has been, I don't know, so much fun. All my life I've loved trains. So this has been a cool thing. I've had little model trains, and when I was at Disneyland, boy, oh boy, when that train came around the corner, I got excited. We used to go around the Grand Circle Tour so many times back in the day, and I love that Charles Ravenscroft, was he the guy? I'm pretty sure it was Ravenscroft who did the narration of that. of the old train. Then they replaced it sometime in the late to middle. I think it was kind of middle 2000s they replaced it. It used to say, "These trains have been crisscrossing the track. We could circle the globe." And I don't know, it was like 100,000 times it could cross the globe or something like that. But yeah, I used to love the train at Disneyland, and still do, to be honest with you. One of my favorite rides. All right, so I think that's looking good. Next thing we're gonna do is I would love it if we could kind of cut this out, all right? So we're gonna start cutting this out. And of course, like I said before, this will be kind of a little walkway to get up here. I'm gonna give myself about a 3 or so block spacing up here just to keep things nice, not to make everything all look kind of haphazard, because, well, we don't want anything to look haphazard now, do we? No, we don't. There we go, looking good. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull these like so, and I'm gonna grab out some dark chocolate, and then I'm gonna work this downwards like this. Like I said, I might move that back 1 block, but I think they'll be good. I don't wanna do like crazy transitions. I just wanna do like a nice kind of slope like this. I think this actually will look really cool. It looks like we need to go into our Go box. These things are great. I mean, like I said before, I always wanted a backpack. This is about as best as we're gonna get, but it's nice. I mean, we do have to set it down on the ground to access it, but that's okay. I mean, you gotta balance out stuff every once in a while, I suppose, but those are super useful. And the ability to actually put them in an ender chest, super OP wonderfulness. I kind of like this actually. Actually kind of like that. Okay, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Oh, jeez. Oh, how dare you? It was a trap. It was a trap. It was a trap. That was a total trap. He was distracting me by jumping up and down, looking like a fool, and all of a sudden his buddy pushed me onto the tracks. Oh my god, that was great. All right, so as you can see how we like jump up here like that. I don't mind this extra little piece right there. What if, I'm just gonna throw this out there and see if you can catch it. What if I just put this like so, grab this out, pull this all the way down like that. Let's say we actually do it like that. Don't really need to cut it down, it turns out. There we go. And something like that. We have the nice little spacing right there. And this little drop down right here. What if I did this? What if I did this and had this look nice like this? We just brought this downwards like that. Just a nice little, I guess we could do it like that. Maybe if we just looped it around like that. I don't know, my friends. I don't know. Let me keep messing with this, but the general vibe is good because I think once we get up here like that, it's got like a nice little transition. I like that. And of course, once we have our pathway built up, and I think that looks good. I'm happy with the way that looks, and especially how you enter here, having the magnificent station in front of you looking really cool. So the things we still need to work on is the staircase in the back section here, and of course some luggage carts. So as you can see in this back area over here, I've extended the platform out ever so slightly along here, and then I have connected these pillars along here with this one. So I think that looks really nice, kind of connects in with there. And then of course we can come out just a little bit more, and yeah, I think this is good. So we come up to here and just do a similar pattern to what we did on the other side. Now the question is, where do we go? So if we came up here and we cut out, let's cut out one more section and we'll do this by 3. I think that'll be good. Should we do it more? No, I don't think so. So I think, do I have any scaffolding? Yes, I do. I had to go buy some ender chests because I didn't have any materials to actually buy them. Those things cost me 10 diamonds. Can you believe it? 10 diamonds? 10 diamonds for those things, but I needed them. Hope False buys something very nice with those diamonds. Very nice. There we go. Put those along here like so. Same predicament we had before. I think that's nice. We can rearrange it ever so slightly, but this is what I want to do on this side. Get this part all built up like this. Potentially we can do like another little nice stand over here, or maybe like a small like vendor, maybe just selling some wares or something along those lines in these little sections. We can come up with some of that on Twitch, of course. So we'll bring this guy up here like so, and then we'll bring this one all the way over here. And yeah, I think that's gonna look really good. Let me finish it off similar to we did on the other side, and let's work on those luggage carts. And welcome back, my friends, and look at our beautiful train station looking absolutely wonderful. And now especially with our brand new luggage cart. Look at the little luggage cart. It's got its little handles. It's got some little spokes and wheels. It's absolutely adorable. Look at this. We got our ender chest. We got our charcoal, whatever they call these things, boxes looking very beautiful. For some reason, every once in a while, I just forget that name, and it's like, ooh, We've angered the Minecraft gods with our mispronunciation of this. Oh, yeah. Anyway. I think this looks really, really cool. And so we've got our platforms over here, of course, to sit down and, get out of the sun or the rain, of course, while you're waiting for your train. We've got our little staircases built up and ready to roll. And we have just one last luggage cart on this side looking very nice. Now, I know it's probably not practical to use those new special boxes in this context, for these little carts. But, I think it fits within the Minecraft theme and things of that nature. And we just need to go to the end and get some more of those things. But I think this came out really nice. And of course, here is our brand new ladder. And I also cut the corners here. I don't know if I mentioned this. This didn't look too good to actually add another post like right there. It just, I don't know. It didn't match up with this one. It just didn't look right. So what I did was I just kind of cut it in right there. And I think that looks nice and kind of blends in. But there we go, my friends. In our next episode, we've got to work on this. We've got to create something really special in here. And I thank you guys so much, of course, for all of the wonderful comments. I'm going to continue to monitor that last video and see how the comments come in about what we should do in this. Oh, those gods, like I said, they're very angry at our mispronunciations of the Minecraft names. But there we go. I thank you guys so much for watching today. And I very, very hope you enjoyed it. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and we'll see you later.